If you can hum, you can hear.
You ain't Sheba.
Gotta go. If you can hum, you can hear.
My mama should have coined that shit.
Right, because we straight use it at our house now.
Oh,
My kids be like, huh? I say, you can hum, you can hear. Get your ass in here.
all right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Mic check, mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Testing 1 2 testing.
Oh God.
I'm too sexy for my shot.
So sexy.
It hurts.
Yo, what's up? I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. And to my immediate left, I got my man, Mr. Kingsley, and across the couch, I got the brother Mel. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's good?
Huh?
What's good?
What's good? What's good?
Hey.
What's going on?
Chilling.
Not much chilling.
We've been here for about, what?
2
3
hours.
I've been about, well,
Oh, boy.
well, the Mel is never on time. So.
That's why it's never settled. That'll never settle for a
on the
time.
This guy.
I know I had to go to Columbia and get this coffee.
Unless it's a J-O-B.
Oh, wow. Oh. Did you just try to throw shade back at him?
I did.
Something wrong with you.
And it's crazy because that was my first time ordering for everyone. Going through it on my
yeah.
Something wrong with his app.
I was like,
His app
it had to be
broken. I was like, where they go,
You need
man?
an iOS update.
They went.
Nah, don't blame it on the phone.
I'm just saying. Well, it was your fault. It's never happened with us like that.
Boost Mobile, what you got?
Metro PCS.
That's it.
UAE PCS.
Hey, now, how you order Starbucks with Cricket phones?
Can you hear me now?
This guy.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Hey, Cricket, the one with the big numbers on it, right? The big
It is.
buttons for the old folks.
Yeah.
That's it. How you supposed to order Starbucks with the Cricket phone?
He got that boy got a razor over there.
Wow.
No, they're gonna come back.
It's
I heard they were making a comeback.
What was the one? The
Sidekicks?
I used the T-Mobile Wing.
Ah,
That was the one that I liked.
I had
That
the
was
chirp.
The chirp.
Nextel chirp.
Yeah.
Boy, we used to chirp.
Wasn't that like Sprint?
Yeah,
That was Sprint, right?
It was Sprint.
Yeah.
Man, my cousin used to chirp me in class. I'd be like, man, I had to turn my chirp off.
You did. That was the two way whatever.
Walkie talkies, yeah.
Man, why don't they bring back that technology? That'd
have been dope. That'd be dope.
They used to have an app for that. Like you could do like just like an app like WhatsApp or whatever, but you can send the messages like walkie talkie, like that. I forget what it was called. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up and find it.
Really?
I
Well, you
bet
could just be like, hey, and they just come through your phone.
right, exactly.
Oh man.
Yes.
That'd be dope.
Yes.
I'd be interrupted. I'd be real ignorant with that. You be at work.
You know she don't want your phone number. Where is he at? Where is he at?
You be at work giving a trader. Don't listen to him. He don't know what he talking about.
He looked it up on Google last night. I know. I was with him. But what's good, man? How y'all doing?
I'm chilling, man.
Huh? Anything popping off this week? Summertime. I know we're recording this ahead, so they'll see this later. But it'll still be summertime, I think, by the time they get it.
Man, it's hot.
Since we behind a couple episodes.
Did you say hot?
It's hot.
Man, hot is an understatement. It is ridiculous outside. It's the devil's workshop. I promise you. I'll be like, man.
He said the devil's workshop.
It is hot.
Somebody on Twitter said that the devil is doing a soft launch or something like that.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Crazy, man.
I'm like, man, it's too hot. Like, what did we do to deserve this?
Hey, hold up.
You say
Oh, okay.
they say weapons should not.
Yo, I was about to be mad. I thought I deleted something. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Sorry. I
hope it was a topic.
I know. It's okay. That's still
I have another one.
You know you got backups.
Right.
You seen the list.
I seen the list.
We got about
Not the
300 in the
list.
pocket.
Not the list.
We ready. But speaking of the topic, then we're gonna go ahead and jump in.
Just
Can
dive
we
into
do
it.
that?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Why need no transition?
Nah.
Can't say he nervous. I don't know why, but
If he's scared, go to church.
I don't know why, but I'm nervous about this one.
Yeah.
This is
Let me see what this is about,
Right.
man.
yo. All right, so listen, we gonna
Wait.
yo. But before we go into it, did y'all how y'all feel about?
About what?
I mean, I don't even know if it's right to ask, but we're fathers and we all are in relationships or soon to be, and it's going to be, you know, a topic of discussion. How you feel about the Roe versus Wade decision with the Supreme Court and how they reversed this? Well, yeah, y'all know.
Abortion.
Yeah.
I think it's. Go ahead, brother.
No, I mean,
my only viewpoint about it is I'm not a fan of abortion.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. That's all I'm gonna say. As far as
that's
like,
all you're gonna say?
Yeah, as far as the opinion and all that stuff and the changes, I don't know enough about it to really give a valid opinion. The only question I have is why is it even brought up? Why was it even brought up for a change in the first place? That's what my rabbit hole is right now. I'm kind of digging to kind of see like how did it even come up? This is like 50 years. Like why didn't it change 10 years ago? Why didn't it change?
I believe that a large part of it was all the attention that Planned Parenthood was getting over the last few years, last decade actually, right? I believe that was a large part of the attention being drawn to it. And then now everybody's complaining about everything. There's activists for everything, and people.
I thought Planned Parenthood was like. I thought the controversy behind Planned Parenthood was the eugenics behind it. Like it was started to kind of keep immigrants, blacks, minorities from having more kids. That's the only argument I remember from Planned Parenthood. I didn't know it was
from my understanding. When it came to Planned Parenthood, it was more about people were focusing on one area of it where there wasn't the ability for people to get an abortion, but they weren't focusing on all the other elements where they help young families when, you know, they are pregnant and getting them the care that they need and so on and so forth. I don't know all the intricate details, but it was like, you know what I mean? Like it's like Black Lives Matter. Like they focus on Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. But okay, but there's a bigger issue. There's a lot more. There's a nuance to this, right? So I think that's what it was when it came to Planned Parenthood. So they focused on that one area. And everything else was kind of, you know, disregarded because of that. Right. So I believe that was a large part of where the discussion came from. Yeah. And, you know, the right people made the wrong noise. And, yeah, so.
I don't know. I think abortions is, I don't know, man. My opinion is definitely a choice. You got, you know, so many different situations that can happen. You know, like somebody may be raped and they end up being pregnant. They might not want to keep the baby. You know, it might be deformities and they don't have that necessary abilities or funds to actually, you know, provide for the kid the way it need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different reasons, and I feel like you took that is taken away. You know, you got people who being molested. You know, maybe by uncle or nasty daddy. You know what I'm saying? And they end up. Yeah. So, you know, like what about those cases? So I feel like maybe I don't know. I feel like you definitely those should be taken into consideration because everybody you have a baby. I think it is a blessing, but at the same time, it is something if you have a baby and it doesn't remind you of the joy and the things that comes with it because it was birth out of this, you know what I'm saying, chaotic situation. That's gonna and you know, it can drive somebody's mental where they're no longer capable of loving or nurturing that child the way it's supposed to be. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I think I want to do an episode about that one day. That'd be cool. I think I do. Not today, but I definitely want to do an episode about it, and I want to maybe bring in some ladies to have that conversation as well. So I think we're ill-equipped in certain areas to have that discussion and, you know, not be diverse and have that clarity from the other minds that actually, you know, would deal or had dealt with such a situation. But I was just curious because we hadn't gotten together in a few weeks, and that's been like the hot topic. So I was just curious, like
last week.
How y'all? No, he wasn't.
As of
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing you.
Last week we was.
You was not here. You was not here. Oh yeah, that was last week.
That was last week.
But the week before that, it was a couple of weeks before we was together. Look, man, it's been a long time.
Leave the past in the past. We talk about the present.
He only say that because of him. That's what he say. Nah, you know what he say. You know what he say. So
yeah, but I mean, speaking of Supreme Court and all that, the first black female, she got sworn in today. The other guy,
was it today?
Yeah, the other guy resigned 12 noon state time. So yeah, slowly but surely we'll get. I mean, I don't know, man. Well,
Yeah, it'll only take another 375 years.
You don't think that's dope?
Well, Clarence Thomas might be up for retirement next. He's the last old head on there.
Yeah, but is he really an ally?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If he decides, probably not within this term, and we get another Democratic president, what's the party? Democrats, right? Democratic president. Then maybe I said, no, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
But listen, I wanted to talk about us as black people and as black men, leaders and partners in black families, right?
Okay.
So,
wait for it.
All right. So what thing I want to ask y'all. So we're gonna do something. Let's say in 4 words or less, right? What does it mean? What does wealth mean to you? 4 words or less.
4 words.
4 words or less. You can give 4 individual words. You can use 4 words or less. What does wealth mean to you?
Love. Health. Spiritual. Financially free.
This guy.
I just brought that up together.
Okay. The only word I have in mind is generational. Like
when it comes to wealth?
Yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my head when you
as
said
in
that
generational
word.
wealth.
Extending into generations. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I don't know how to tie it in, but like I said, that was the very first thing that popped in my head.
Okay, so let me re-ask the question then. Like, if I say what is wealth to you, then how would you
wealth
answer?
To me is making your money work for you well beyond to generations, man. That's another thing. Like having your money work for you well beyond your generation, your kids' generation, their kids' generation. Like it just extends into.
Is it financial?
Yeah,
it's always financial.
Always financial. Yeah.
Okay.
Always tied.
Is it always financial in your mind when you think wealth?
Yeah. 100%.
But why? Why? Why would it always be financial when we talk about
Because some people start saying health is wealth.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you still got genetic, things that may be inherited. So you might have you could probably have like I don't know, man. You can have like a disease that's lying dormant in you, and then you have a kid, it can be active. So I don't know, like when you say health, when some people say health is wealth, I don't know. I mean, I can work out and get healthy, but what about the genetic stuff?
Like what?
You got sickle cell. It's prominent in the black community. That's the only thing that pops in my head: sickle cell and any other disease that can be Huntington's disease,
lupus.
Lupus.
Yeah.
My late mother had lupus. So yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I got a cousin.
I can think of I can think of health is wealth in the sense of, okay, I'm gonna work out, no coffee, I'm gonna eat right, but what about the genetic stuff too that, kind of gets passed along that we may not know, we may not get tested for. It may be dormant, so.
But do you worry? I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I just feel like when they say health is wealth, I think it's just being in the best health
at that moment.
Where that you could be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If it's genetics, you can't change that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you have sickle cell, you can't change that.
Right.
However, you can do the things that you can to, combat it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you don't have those bad days. And so that's still wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Every day that they can get up and don't have, what is it? Is it called? Is it an episode for
a crisis?
The crisis. Yeah. Okay, I want to be correct. So, so that would, and then that to them, that's wealth. That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Wealth can be it's what I guess is your idea is definitely is monetary. But I was just asking, does it have to always be? Because some people feel like they're wealthy if they have their loved ones around. You know, they got close friends that they can call on. They got brothers. They got, you know what I'm saying, sisters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's all encompassing. Obviously, when people think of wealth, one of the first things they think of is money, because that's usually where it's geared towards when you say wealth. For me, for 4 words, even though it's going to sound like money, I would say lender, not the borrower.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like in whatever it is, if I'm giving you advice, if I'm giving you my time, I'm being there for you as a friend. I give you a couple dollars. I want to be in a position for wealth. I want to be in a position where I don't have to rely on others, but I can be there for others. So I have an abundance. I have enough of what I need to take care of me and everybody that's important to me, but I can be there for others as well. So in various ways, and it's not just the financial aspect of it.
Do you expect a return on that? Because I mean, even though the whole wealth thing, I know you said it's not, you know, I guess just getting a return on something. No.
I mean, but I just said, like, I mean, what's my return? Like, sometimes people act in selfless ways, and then you can have this battle of a discussion and say, well, there's no selfless act, because even if you do something because it makes you feel good, then that makes you're being selfish, because that's an act that serves you as well. So you can dig down to the weeds if you want on that, but the whole goal is to have that, like I said, have that abundance, have that overabundance, if you will, where I'm in a position where I'm the lender, not the borrower. So those would be mine.
I've heard that in church so many years.
What's that?
Yeah, lender, not the borrower. Yeah, that's what I said. Wow. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just heard it not too long ago too.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to my auntie about this.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like really, literally, like the exact same. That's why I was like, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't talking to your auntie, so I didn't get it from her.
Yeah, I know. You were talking to auntie.
Auntie Kim. What's the other 3 words?
Shout out, auntie. I mean, that was my 4 words. Okay. Lender, not the borrower.
Oh, I already.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I count that thing up.
Hey, over there, man. These damn rappers.
I was in that mug.
Like this. Okay. All right. So the other one I want to ask you is, and same thing, in 4 words or less, what does privilege mean to you? Or what are 4 words that you think of when I say the word privilege?
Well, not worrying. If I finish it, it's gonna be 4.
Can't count.
Well, you say 4 words or less.
Not worrying about stuff.
You said 4 words or less, so I can do it in less than 4, right? Or no?
Yeah, okay. 4 words or less.
Yeah, just not worrying.
That's privilege? Okay,
when I think about
let's define what does privilege mean to y'all then. Before we do that, what does privilege mean?
And it's the same thing you asking. That's the same thing you asked. You just asking in a different way.
No, because
what do privilege mean to me?
No, but the reason I'm asking is, like, I'm saying what comes to mind, right? Okay. That's not necessarily defining it.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying that is because when I say what are 4 words or whatever about that comes to mind with wealth, it directly went to money.
Yeah.
So if we clear out the definition and we say, oh, we're talking about funds, we're talking about this, or when we talk about privilege, it may not be the same thing. Somebody might say something like related to white privilege.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody might be talking about
black privilege.
Or being able to play a sport and having a certain, athletic capability or whatever. I don't know.
For some reason, the word access just came to my mind.
Access?
Yeah, when I think about privilege.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing just when you were saying like, so when you ask the questions, I always try to figure out like, okay, what's the definition I'm working from?
But yeah, so what's the definition? So what are we defining privilege as when I ask this question? What are we looking at privilege as?
I would say access to, my 4 words, access to information and service. That's 4.
Okay. Access to information and service. All right. And what were you saying? You said he took one of yours. You said access, but go ahead.
No, just access. That's it.
Only that? Mm-hmm. Nothing else comes to mind when it's related to privilege?
I mean, what comes to mind is, of course, white privilege and their ability to do and avoid certain consequences. Avoiding consequences. Oh man, I don't know. I just access. I'm literally telling you what pops in my head the minute you said the word,
okay.
and it's
That's
access.
fine. There's no right or wrong answer, brother.
And just avoiding consequences.
What's yours?
I mean, I went on a negative when I came to this. Like it really came to me. Like even when I was like trying to think about the way I wanted to go with the conversation and talk. But when I look at the word privilege, maybe because I'm a black man, like the first thing I think of is like not having any, But on the other side, I think that we also do, right? Yeah. So I guess it just depends on the scenario. So I think maybe subconsciously, because I didn't even think about that before, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why I'm thinking like, well, let's define it. Mm-hmm. Are we talking about how it negatively impacts us, how it's a positive for us, or how we see other people dealing with it with us being outside looking in? You know what I mean? So, because I think depending on who we're looking at and who we're talking to or talking about, privilege is going to look different. All right.
Say those again. I'm sorry to cut you off. Say those again. Say what you just said. Everything what you were thinking about. No, I just thought about something. Go ahead.
I think I'm thinking about it being if it's who we're talking about, right? Whether if it's a positive impact on us or if it's a negative impact on us, right? And then who it is that we're looking at. If we're looking at this from outside looking in, am I looking at privilege from being positively impacted by it or negatively impacted? Because
not having, that's what you're saying too.
Right. So, so the thing is, if I'm looking at it about in a negative way, right? Because that was the first thing that came to mind, right? Privilege. Okay. But if I look at it in a negative way, I think about people being put in a position where they feel, I'll say it like this so I can be kind of clear, they feel that maybe they didn't get that job because of the color of their skin.
Can I change it from service to opportunity?
Okay.
Access to information and opportunities.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Which is where I'm going with about the job, right? So I think in depending, some people may look at us and say, you only got that job because you're black.
That's fine too.
And they may, misunderstand what affirmative action actually was intended to do from the very beginning. Right. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a whole nother.
Would you take a job if you was hired because you black?
I don't think you would know. I don't think that's something that's supposed to be divulged.
Right, but let's say
you can guess. You can walk around and be like, I'm the only. It's just me and Kingsley. Okay, well, you know what that might have been. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but look, I look at it like this. We're professionals. We're professionals, and we're good. We're good at what we do. We're great at what we do, and we deserve whatever comes to us. Now, if we happen to be in a situation where the laws and the rules and the needs of whatever that organization come to benefit us, then so be it. Because none of them are going to complain when their buddy hooks them up with a job because they know them from before, or whatever. Somebody's what's it called? Nepotism.
Nepotism. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So like if it's anything like this, so nobody is going to look over their shoulder and be like, oh my God, I feel bad for getting this one. Like nobody's going to say that, right? So if something comes to me like that, and then actually that brings me into like kind of where I wanted to go with the whole conversation is like, do we as black people play the victim? Do you think that we play the victim too much?
What do you mean? In which situations? All situations?
So, for example, that like if you have a person that says, and not just black, I say people of color or disenfranchised individuals or groups. If you have somebody that says, I didn't get that job because we're black. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that job because I got my name is whatever. Oh, they only messing with you in the store because you black. Oh, they following you around Costco because you black. Like, do you think that black people play the victim too much?
But I don't know. Maybe I feel like some people, maybe it's that's their experience. You know what I'm saying?
Very well could be.
Yeah, so that could be their experience where
Right.
they are consistently followed. They're feeling these are the things that they experience every time or everywhere they go.
Right.
But I mean, it kind of goes back to what we were saying, like the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're perpetuating or that's the energy you bringing off, maybe you're attracting that kind of negative connotation everywhere. No, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying. Hold on, wait. But what I'm saying is like, you know how like you know how they always say like you put in the air it comes to you and stuff like that. So in my mind, like I'm gonna constantly think in a positive manner. Like yes, it does happen. It happens to me. You know, I've went to another country and I got stopped several times before I even got outside of the airport. You know what I'm saying? In other countries, it's happened to me before, and I know it's I got stopped because the way I look, the way I dress. It was,
He do look like a thug though.
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, but at the end of the day, you know, I kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's not, you can't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can't.
What is it you can't worry about?
I can't let that affect my day. You know what I'm saying? Like I address it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna take it further, I take it further. But after I walk away, I have to let my day and myself go on. Like I can't stay in that space of feeling feeling like a victim or whatever.
Okay,
so
you can't.
Yeah,
you can't. But
so I'm
do you
saying like
think-
maybe. So when I was saying earlier, like, you know, like if you're constantly feeling like a victim, maybe that's what's happening. But I wouldn't say necessarily us as black people as a whole feel like that. I just feel like maybe certain individuals have that.
But you're contradicting yourself because you said in the beginning, you said that maybe that's that person's experience. Maybe maybe they're constantly getting this, but then you're saying like, but you can't let that get to you. But if you're saying that it's their experience, then it is what's happening, and they are a victim, and they are having to deal with it, and it could be overwhelming.
It could be. It definitely is overwhelming.
So it would be valid if that.
I'm not. Yeah,
like
I'm not
what you
saying it's
said,
not. Okay, but what I'm saying is it's not. It's not that you said. Do they? I feel like I don't know. I kind of
do. We as black people play the
victim role. Yeah. So I'm
like,
saying like. So what I'm saying.
Too much. Do we play
Yeah.
too
So
much?
when we say okay, maybe I'm okay. Defining the victim role. Victim role means that the way you explained it or say it, it was pretty much like
It's the crutch.
like, oh, woe me, I get it because it is. But what I'm saying is, your experience, yes, you are experiencing these things. We can't take that away. But to allow it to affect how you, like, what is the word I'm looking for?
Operate.
Yeah, operate or move through the day. That was what makes you become a victim. Like, I'm not saying the experience that you have is not rough. It's not it's not hard. It's not.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but okay, if my experience is, and it's a known, because there's a difference, I think, in somebody thinking all the time that it's because they're black, or it's because they're Mexican, or it's because whatever. There's a difference between always thinking that or being in a situation where it was made clear to you that it was that.
Right.
Walking home from school as a child
and get arrested.
And people are like yelling slurs at you from the apartment windows or whatever as you walk through a certain neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Getting beat up in school because
Why you get my man's like
what?
You talking about getting beat up in school? You got beat up in school, bro?
No.
You see how he did it though?
No, you paid attention.
Yeah. Nah, I just had to get him back because you know how he did me last time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But I'm just saying, like it could very well be their experience. And so I understand what you're saying. Like, okay, you let it get to you. Yeah, okay, they're bullying you, but you know, you didn't get that job. Oh, they making fun. Yeah, you can't let it get you down.
Right.
But we also can't victim blame the victim, right? If it truly is their situation, you know, that maybe there is a thin line between sympathy and empathy. I don't know. Like
something went out.
Yeah, it's all good. So, but you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not really sure how that works or whatever. But Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel?
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't
Like
know.
too much?
I
That's a
don't think
lot.
we do it too much.
We don't.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Because the system, most of these systems really never had us in their favor to begin with. So I can see some of us constantly, hitting on that, like that victim.
Oh yeah.
Because we were a victim in the system for a minute.
We are.
Housing system victim, banking loan system victim, education system victim.
Yeah.
Medical.
Right. I don't know. I think from my point of view, not my point of view, but from what I'm saying is these things are happening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when we get into that mode of feeling like victim, solutions doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we definitely are experiencing these things. And it's not just like, oh, it's just you from this area, or no, we all experience it here, we experience it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when we know when you get into this negative mode of feeling victimized, like you don't fight for what it is that you want. You just kind of wallow in this experience. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, yes, these are our experiences. These are the things that we're going through, but we have to figure out, like, what can we do to fix them? You know what I'm saying? And so, or what do we need to do to fight against it? Because we're losing. To me, I feel like we're losing because we're staying in this, like, well, it's because I'm black. Yeah, it is. So what can we do differently? And I feel like, if I get a job because I'm black, I'm taking it. I don't care, because I feel like that's my opportunity to change.
Do they tell you this? Like, is this something that is known? Like,
sometimes it can be known.
Somebody sits down and be like, you were affirmative action hire, right? Like,
No, they don't say that. They don't say affirmative action. It could be like as simple as there's nobody in the company, and then they be like, like, dang, the times we need to add some, spice it up a little bit. Come here, brother. You know what I'm saying?
But see,
come here, sister.
Or they give you all the black clients. Or,
okay,
stuff like that.
Let me flip it on you though.
Yeah.
What you just said is playing the victim. If they don't tell you that you're an affirmative action hire, which I don't think they do.
Right.
You're playing the victim because you're already going into this situation thinking, I got here because ain't nobody else here that looked like me. When in actuality, you probably got that job just because you are a qualified individual.
I'm not saying I wasn't qualified.
But I'm just talking about the mindset. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? The mindset. Mm-hmm. If they haven't told you this, and I don't think they do. If they haven't told you this.
No, they don't tell you.
Right.
They can't tell you, it's illegal.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying, you can go into a place. I've been hired and I'm known like it was just because of this.
How?
It's just you just know.
Don't they disguise
the environment?
I'm gonna add a second thing to the list of things that I hate. I hate when people act like they know some shit and they don't know. You don't. Where is the proof? Where's the proof?
I can't say take the proof. You know what I'm saying? But I can say I know.
I only know what you're saying. I only know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So,
but don't they disguise it in verbiage of like increasing our diversity or being more diverse in the company? So
it could be, yeah. There's different ways that they can say it. It's clear.
Have y'all heard this? Have y'all been hired and somebody been like, Kingsley, we're gonna bring you into our ethnic diverse housing department or something?
It could be as simple as I got hired because I'm from this area. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm from this particular background. Like it could be, you can be hired for different reasons, and you know what it is when you, like he said, the verbiage that's being used or the task that you are giving. It suits you. You know what I'm saying? Like not suits you in a way like, okay, this is all I can do, but it suits you in like, it's clear like no one else can deal with it.
Okay, I understand.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand. But I just feel like
that's not a victim.
I feel like if we don't know, right? I mean, like, when is it going to stop? Right? If we don't know, We don't know. Nobody has said it. Okay, fine. I get it. We can deduce. We can look at the situation and we can say, I'm the only black guy. I'm the only person with natural melanin in his skin that doesn't have to lay on the beach all weekend. Like, I'm that guy, and they put me in charge of this particular. I'm teaching the hip hop class for the 5th grade, whatever. Like, right. I get it. And it looks like, okay, if it walks like a duck and all this stuff. But if you don't know, that is also, I think that's a part of trauma. Honestly, because if you literally don't know, if no one has sat you down and said, this is what we did. If you don't know, this is an assumption based off the information that you have, but an assumption nevertheless, right? That's a part of the trauma. That's a part of being the victim. I think instead of just looking at yourself and knowing, I am motherfucking Mel Settles and I got this, looking in the mirror, happy, content, proud of yourself, because you know what you've done to get this, instead of getting to that job and being like, yeah, I can tell why they put me here.
No. I kind of feel like, you know that you got hired, but I also feel like, like, I'm qualified for, I can do this task. I am good. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if this is the area that they stick me in.
I think 99% of them think that.
You know what I'm saying? But
99% think what?
They're qualified.
Yeah,
like a lot of them think. Like a lot of them know. Like,
not. I think I'm qualified. Like you qualify. If this is the criteria, I went for this job. I have these qualifications.
Yeah.
I'm going for it. I got hired. Regardless of why they do it, it's not. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You can hire me because my melanin is, cocoa, whatever you want. I don't care. But I know what I can do. I know what I'm gonna bring to the table. And my job is to do what I'm supposed to do. And my job is to change. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a second guess again. Like, you know what? That was a good hire. Hey, let's look at some more black folks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think that we are in a good place as African Americans? Like financially, education wise?
Statistically, right? It doesn't say we're in a good place.
No?
There's a big gap in a lot of things.
Okay, but is being in a good place getting to a certain... I'm asking your definition. Is being in a good place getting to a certain point for you and achieving a goal or multiple goals to that? No, well, as a people, but getting to a certain point, achieving multiple or an overall goal as a people, or is it a progressive thing? Because we've made progress since 1965. We've made progress since 1975, 74.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And here we are in 2022, and we look a lot different as a people than we did back then. So like, where do we, because we're always going to strive to improve.
Right.
That's the goal, right? We as a people are resilient. Right. So that is the goal. But where do we stop it or not stop it? Where do we smell our own flowers and say, dang, look what we've done. Look at what we've achieved.
Right.
Like, where can we sit and say, wow, we've hit a good place. We're going to be constantly striving to improve and get better, right, and fight injustices and new crap that's going to come up and killings of us and all of these different things.
Right.
But where do we look at it and say, okay, wow, we've done this? Or are we constantly going to be in victim mode, being like, well, we got, not saying that
you pointing
because
that was a direct point.
You pointing, I ain't the victim, but you point at me
because we were having the back and forth about victim mode. So, but like being in victim mode and saying like, oh man, we got a long way to go. We got time.
I'm not saying that, but
I'm not saying you are. I'm just Go ahead, King.
I don't think we're in
a bad shape.
I'm in this ivory tower overseas, looking out the window, looking down.
Always in the ivory tower. You
said
that
that's
before.
That's an analogy. That's an analogy.
What kind of ivory are you in?
Hey, ivory, standing in front of KFC.
But no, I from being here, looking out, and sometimes I watch the news. I think a lot of us feel that we're there now. With the
feel like you made it.
Not necessarily made it, but I think
Cue the Jeffersons.
But I think a lot of people, majority of us feel like we're there, like we're getting there. We're getting recognized as a black culture after the whole George Floyd, that hot summer. I feel like from that point on, I think a lot of people are just like, they're really making it known, like this is who we are. And I mean, I think they got the doggone street in front of the White House called
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not a signification that we made it, but I feel like
we got a street, baby. We got a street, mama.
No, never thought about that.
You know they put a KFC on Kingsley Boulevard, right?
But no, I just feel like majority of us may feel like we're not necessarily there, but we're not necessarily
they got
still
MLK
behind.
Boulevard too.
We're kind of like,
if I said
we got MLK Boulevard everywhere. You don't want to go down a couple of them.
Do you know I stupid thug life.
that was a Chris Rock joke.
Was
it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Did we make it? Do you feel like we've made it, or we're still kind of?
I feel like we definitely gotta. We have to smell our flowers. Celebrate our wins. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely have. We still have some progress we have to make.
I mean, one part. This wasn't what I was gonna say, but hearing you say that, it's like the way I feel about that whole situation is, I don't. I mean, it's there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to know about it. There's going to be some focus on it, but I don't want to focus on, what's been done to us. I want to more focus on what we're doing, beyond that, right?
Right.
But with what you said, I slightly disagree, bro, because
what part?
Because he said about they're finally recognizing our culture, bro. They've been recognizing and stealing our culture since the beginning of beginning. You know what I'm saying? From bluegrass music to the recognition of hip hop culture all over, fashion. Like, black culture is pop culture. Our music is popular music. That's another thing I don't like when they talk about pop culture, and then they always put like those categories of like the whatever's the alternative singers and the the little young white kids that sing the Biebers and the what's her name, Swifts and all these people, whatever. Our music is the popular music. We're the ones, the African Americans, that 14-15% from the USA. That music that's been put out is all over the world. There's not a country you can go to and not hear it. Whether it be McDonald's, an elevator, or your nearest toilet, you're going to hear our music bumping. We've affected the entire globe. Less than 15% of the United States has affected the entire globe. Our culture, the way that we speak, the way that we dress, the music that we make, the music you make. What?
No, go ahead, keep going.
Go ahead.
Nah, man. Spit it out.
I don't think that's not what I was referring to. I mean, in the sense of giving us
black. They're finally recognizing black culture. Black culture is a massive thing.
Then my apologies, I misspoke. Yeah. So like more like
black struggle.
After that summer, you saw networks giving us more shows. Now, barring they canceled it after 1 or 2 seasons, but they were really trying to. You saw a lot more shows. With black roles, that whole Oscar so white thing. After that happened, movie production companies were like, "Man, we gotta redo this thing." And after that whole George Floyd summer, I feel like there was a change in the air where it's just
we was
like
at the Oscars.
No,
even though we was slapping folks.
people,
we was there
showing our ass.
That's what I mean.
Come on in.
That's what I mean. Like, just more so of like people really trying to recognize, like, okay, we got to start paying attention a little more, to these individuals and kind of like, having more.
Come on,
you people.
That's what you might as well say. We need to start paying attention to these people.
No, but that's what I feel. That's what it just seems like there was just more attention on us and just being like, man.
You think it was a slight shift? Like you starting to see more.
Yeah, I felt it.
You saw more advertisement that have black people, interracial couples was coming around for a couple of years now. You start, they have
having that Cheerios commercial.
Interracial couples have been shown on mainstream for a while now.
You really think that there's been a influx in us in?
I won't say influx.
What he's saying is you starting to see companies who normally didn't have like a black face place one in the front. Like it might be like one during a certain season, and then there will never be another one. Like you starting to see more. Is there something you watching, brother?
No, go ahead.
So you started seeing more.
It's a booger on your forehead.
No.
Go ahead.
No, just.
It's okay.
Okay, you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know,
Go ahead, man. He's talking about the book on your forehead. Go ahead. Make your point. Make your point.
Brother.
It's not bad. Trust me.
It's a book on your forehead. Make your point.
I kid you not. It's nothing bad. I swear it ain't nothing bad.
Dog, I don't even know what I'm saying now. I'm like,
You're just saying that it was a shift. Like everyone's noticing the shift. And stuff.
Yeah, like you see more prominent companies having more black models or black commercials or something geared towards the African American community.
Yeah, I just felt like that's what happened after that summer. It's just more. I don't know. I mean, again,
I'm sorry.
Like
I
keep
keep disagreeing with y'all.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying.
Well, remember,
that's what he was saying.
Remember, I'm here looking out. Like I'm watching the news. I'm watching stuff. So I'm here looking out. So I don't know. I'm not in that environment. I ain't been in that environment in 6 years. So it's kind of like.
I think for me, I recognize what you're saying, right? But for me, I feel like it's. I'll call it, and I'm gonna just give it a name right now. I call it the seatbelt syndrome. And I think of it like the seatbelt syndrome.
What? Okay.
I just made it up.
Explain it to me.
Seatbelt syndrome. So I look at that like you driving your car, you ain't got your seatbelt on, you get a ticket, right? And for the next few weeks,
put a seatbelt on.
you are the you nowhere. Put it on. You're not moving till any and everybody in there, and you looking at other people when you drive. You are the seatbelt syndrome.
It's conscious.
And then after those few weeks have passed, you slip up. And you start going back to your ways. You forget it here and there. You know what I'm saying? But you be on your P's and Q's when somebody has pointed it out to you, right? And that's what I think happened. The world pointed out the injustices. The world pointed out what was going on in black culture. It's stuff that we already knew. Right? We already knew that cops was beating our ass. We already knew that cops was mistreating us. We already knew that there were injustices against black and brown people all over the world, not just in the USA. Right? We already knew this.
Right.
But what happened was social media put that in people's palm. And instead of somebody hearing about it on the 6 o'clock news or the 11 o'clock news or in some event or whatever, it was instantly in your social media feed.
Right.
It was instantly in front of
you. Playing a victim?
I'm just saying what the facts are.
Yeah.
So I look at that like, nah, this is stuff that we already knew.
Yeah.
And because the rest of the world became privy to it in the palm of their hand.
You don't think the rest of the world knew?
I definitely don't think, because I think I had this conversation with John D back season 1, but like I've definitely had conversations with people, and I think I said I got tired of explaining to people. They're like, "What's going on in America? What are you talking about?" What? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I gotta stop doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead and finish your thought.
But I've had those conversations, and it's like one part of me is like, I want to educate, I want to talk about it because we love to talk, right? That's what we do.
Right.
But then at another point, you get tired. You're like, man, like, let me just give you a couple links. You know what I'm saying? Because other people don't realize. Just like I don't realize some of the injustices going on in other countries dealing with other people who are not even minorities in their country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They are the majority and things are being done wrong to them from outsiders.
Right.
You get what I mean? So it is what it is. Like we have tunnel vision when it comes to social injustices. Yes. Social injustices around the globe. If it's not right there, if it's not affecting us today, if it didn't mean my gas prices went up at the gas station that I go to, or the milk is more expensive at my favorite grocery store, I didn't realize these things. And I'm not talking about me, I'm just speaking in general. I didn't realize these things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have the ability to make those connections. They listen to Fox News or CNN or whatever their outlet is, and they believe everything that they tell them. They don't think outside the box. People aren't thinking like, oh man, like, you know, groceries are expensive. But if they're paying attention to the news and they understand what's happening across the road in Russia and the Ukraine and in the Middle East and then the oil and the gas prices and taxes being added in certain countries, right? And then prices going up because of all of this. And then it's going to cost more to send it on a plane or more to put it on a ship to send it across to your country. That's why the prices are going up in your favorite grocery store and your gas station back home. And some people don't realize that. They just know when they drive through, they see the gas pump reading $5.65. And they're like, God damn, this is expensive. Right? So I think that when they put it in the people's face, it was easy, right in your hands. This is where people started to realize what we already knew. Seatbelt syndrome. Now they're like, oh, we got to take action on this. People was marching for Black Lives Matter in Europe. We've been getting our ass beat for how many years? When was the last time you heard about somebody marching in Europe for Black Lives Matter and in America? Go ahead, I'll wait. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was because it was in the palm of their hand. Now, who's marching for Black Lives America in Europe now?
Nobody.
Where the t-shirts at? Where the flags at? Trans lives matter. Where that at? What we talking about it at? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Seatbelt syndrome. It was a hot topic, bro. This was no better, no different than what's trending in your Twitter feed. No different.
It's just trending.
And now people are, I'm a hashtag this, I'm going to support that, maybe a little bit of donation here. Amazon's not charging tax for whatever they're doing, their little piece, but it's not something that is for longevity. It's for the attention of the moment. What's going on in the moment.
I think that's well, two
that's
points.
the culture now, huh?
Yeah, 2 points. Your point about it's being in the palm. I think that argument was way back in the 50s, because I remember watching a documentary where America and the world saw us our ancestors being hosed down, and they were like, what the hell? So I feel like that whole narrative has been going on since the 1950s, in the sense of like, we know our ancestors knew what the heck was going on. I can't sit on the counter.
Isn't that the same thing happening in Africa with the apartheid, huh? Similar?
Well, I mean,
we didn't know.
Okay, wait. Let me just. I think what I'm not saying that information didn't travel. I'm saying that information travels 1,000 times faster now. I know for a fact, growing up in Warner Robins, Georgia, I didn't know. I'm a black man, a black kid, a black family. I didn't know nothing about injustices going on in California.
Right.
I didn't know anything about gangs and people being, pulled over and beat up by the cops. And I didn't know anything about that. And I'm from America.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's happening in our back door. But if I was growing up right now, living in the U.S.,
I don't know.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. So what he's saying is, if news was basically the news in your area.
It took time.
And it took time. It had to be something big for it to go across states. And then it has to be extremely big to go across to a globe. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of Rodney King, he wasn't the first one that got beat down.
Look,
I could tell you somebody in our city that got killed by the cops, got beat down, and you have no idea who he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was, I think it was after Rodney King.
Look, you want me to take it back for you and give you an example of what I'm talking about, where it's like it's progressed over the years until we got to the point where we are now, where it's like, oh my God, Juneteenth. Prime example. They didn't even know they were free. How long did it take? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is what I'm
people
talking about.
Celebrating it now. That was when I moved to Houston, that was the first time I heard of it. And they've been celebrating this since.
Well, I don't even mean the celebration of it. What I'm talking about is the actual occurrence that the people didn't even know they were free. This is what I'm talking about. How news travels,
and
right?
How it sped up,
right? And so now you telling me that somebody in France is learning about Black Lives Matter at the same speed that they're learning about the Rodney King verdict in California? Come on.
I'm not saying it's the same speed. But I think it's the same concept, where it's just like in the 1950s, television blew up. Now you start seeing this. Right. Now,
social
the internet.
Media.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's the same narrative, just a different technology. So it's just like, okay, we didn't know that was going on. They were hosing y'all down in the 50s, sticking dogs on y'all. What the hell?
I see what he's saying. He's saying that how the world had access to it and how they came privy to the information. So whatever era it was in and whatever technology was big at that time, that's how they received it. So like, it wasn't newspapers or whatever, or word of mouth for Juneteenth. Right. Then it became TV, and then it became now it's social media.
Newspaper, radio, TV. Now social media was like, oh dang, someone in France could be like, dang, okay, they put the pigeons. So that's what I was saying, in the sense of just like, there's always some type of technology or way of news to get out. Yeah. And we and our ancestors have always been in the forefront of that. And people being like, damn, that's what's going on. And another piece of technology will come out in a few years and be like, oh, damn, that's what's going on.
That's still going on.
Yeah. Okay. But I get that. But that wasn't what I was saying. What I'm talking about is the widespread of the news, right? Just say, for example, there's a big occurrence in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Big. Let's say it's a big fire. 50-story building catches fire and hundreds of people die. Okay,
you don't know about it now.
It's a big deal. If this happened in 1980, do you think that teenagers in Germany would know about this? But you get what I'm saying? So I'm saying this information that's getting out, because it's 2022 or because it was 2020, the way that we have information flow, so many more people are knowing about it, and they're knowing about it instantly. Do you get what I mean? Even back then, yes, you're right. I do agree with you.
It's the same thing.
But it wasn't kids that were learning about these things.
But what I'm saying,
it was their parents getting this information. No kid was worried about the news back then.
I don't think it's like I think
no,
it's
it's
still like
the same thing. What he's saying is like those major events, like Rodney King happened in LA, right?
Yeah.
We knew about it wherever we were from because it came on television. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's national. And so it came out and spread. You're saying not only one major event, it'll be like a major event. Like before, it's like whatever major event happened in your city, only you knew, unless it was like really big. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure Rodney King wasn't the only one who got beat in that time. But because that particular incident was videotaped and became something really big, so we all saw it. Well, now with the technology, everything is being recorded.
Yeah.
So it could be as small as like, you know, you walk down the street and somebody threw a, you know what I'm saying, a Sprite can across your head, it'd be like, there you go viral. You know what I'm saying?
I think
like,
it might be also a correlation between the reaction as well. So like if Rodney King happened now, maybe it doesn't get to Germany and whatever. But if we start marching and burning shit and tearing shit down, then it's like, okay, Germany, y'all hear us now. Like,
actually, that's a good point. But I don't think it's the reaction. I think it's the privilege. If we go back, because people didn't have the ability to go and march like that. People didn't have the ability to make public statements in defense of what they feel is right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? The society was way different. Now everybody is just beside themselves.
you think people beside themselves?
But we were okay. For example, we was before we even started.
You beside yourself. Go sit down. Dang, brother, I can't march with my feelings.
No, okay.
Don't get beside yourself now. Okay. Boy, you telling your age, man. You telling your age, man. Don't get beside yourself. That's something my granddaddy would say. Don't get beside yourself. Go sit down. You already had something to eat. Donna, come get these kids. They done got beside themselves. Okay, brother. All right, go ahead, Pawpaw. Man, come get your hose. Come get your hose. All right, let's go play. Go ahead.
Yo, you almost made me mess up my point. I almost forgot what I'm about to say. But you remember before we started recording, we were beside yourself. Is it the way I think?
That's what you meant.
I think sensitive is what I meant.
Yeah.
And before we started recording, we was talking about Lizzo and her music, right? And I told y'all that Lizzo did she had the song that was, I forget the name of the song, but in the song she used the word spaz, and people were in the uproar, and it were people who they weren't autistic. What was it?
Cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy. And she had something in her song, and she used the word spaz. We know spaz in the U.S.
Spaz out.
Right? Gonna spaz out. Yeah, this one, he's spazzing out. Like, look at him. Oh my God, he's spaz. And it was in her song, and then there was an uproar. People were offended. And I believe they were in the UK. People were offended by it. And she went into the studio damn near immediately and changed the words of the song because she didn't want to offend. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have done that. Right? But I can think of a whole lot of things that were in music, right? In movies, in TV shows that were offensive, and ain't nobody go back and do any reproduction. Nobody even said anything, and if they did, it wasn't loud enough for us to hear it. So what I'm saying is the times have also changed. You know what I'm saying? People are very vocal. They are beside themselves. People are extremely vocal. People are very liberal. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but in addition to what you're saying, which I do agree, in addition to what you're saying, the people and the times have also changed. So this flow of information, this new way of thinking, or this what's the word when it comes out, the freedom?
Freedom of speech?
No, this
freedom to express yourself?
It's that's not the word I'm looking for, but yeah, this new fresh feeling of saying what's on your mind and how you feel or whatever, which can be good, can be bad. But this whole way of life, that all is a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that all is a piece. So
it's funny.
It's just different. Yeah.
It's funny. All that is changing, but except the abuse against us.
Yeah, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, talk about it.
Talk about it. Hit on it.
No, I'm just saying different.
No.
I mean, new
Yeah.
technology, same old abuse.
Right. So, all right, but look, last piece, and we can close. But when it comes to this, right? So if we're talking about like the different privileges and everything that we're touching on, right?
Wealth and stuff.
The wealth. Thank you. What is it that you think that we as a people could do better to like
Tolerance.
a positive contribution to these things, how we appear in the eyes of people, to better our definitions of wealth, right? To put us in a better position when it comes to privilege, right? Or better understanding it or dealing with the people that are around us. What can we do as a people?
The age-old answer: support one another, love one another. We are not doing that. That's real talk, and I think that's an age-old answer. You hear it across the board: crab in the barrel, this and that. Ooh. Hot sauce in the jar. I just made that up. Don't ask me to explain it. I just wanted something to tie into the crab in the barrel. Cause you know, crab and hot sauce. Nah, never mind. But
now Jesse, you know that's not a good phrase.
Wait, hold up.
Don't lie, bro.
Does that mean that you can't put the hot sauce back in the jar?
I don't know, man.
I don't understand.
It was over my head.
I shouldn't have said that.
Get your co-host.
Get your co-host, man.
That's a really good saying. But no, I think just supporting and loving one another, man. It's age old thing that we say it all the time, but we just keep on falling short of it, man.
I think that's good. I like that. Yeah. But why do you think that's an issue? Us supporting one another, because we seem to be one of the few, if not the only minority group. Because
we have the,
you know what I'm saying?
We have the I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do and nobody can't tell me nothing mentality. Once we get rid of that mentality, be humble, and not saying that we're not humble, but just kind of just be like, man, I'm ready to learn. Yes, I'm your youth, or your minor, whatever they say. I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna take that advice, and I'm not gonna walk around here like I know it all. And just support one another. That's it. We just gotta support one another. It ain't just going shopping black. It's beyond that. Now it's all about just supporting one another. That's all I can keep thinking. It's more than just shopping black and going to all black business. Support one another. That's it.
What you think?
Oh man, I'm just thinking about like. This conversation made me think about my kids and like how I'm raising them. You know what I'm saying? To have their opinion, to be able to express themselves, but also to accept other people's opinion, other people's ways of life. Like it's okay for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? But if I choose not to, I shouldn't be ridiculed or demeaned as somebody who hate this particular person. I just don't agree with you, and it's okay. But we can go hang out, get a slice of pizza. We can go to the movies or whatever.
Slice of pizza.
I'm just saying, like we can go eat
milkshake and
the
parlor.
Yeah, just make sure they don't get beside themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
turn off his mic.
I'm on the roll today. I'm here all night, folks.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you accept?
Too bad he can't roll in here on time.
Wow.
Hey, talk about this gun line boss. We gonna talk about this gun line boss. We don't need no gun line boss. We don't need no time, boss. I was on CPT time. You know what I'm saying? CP time. But yeah, I ain't want to disappoint you. But anyway, it just since you spoke it, that was a law of attraction. He spoke it up, didn't he?
Yeah. He's gonna come in here on Male Savings Time talking about some.
I thought we was on Daylight Savings Time.
Male Light Savings Time.
But no, like you know what I'm saying. I always think about like my kids and how they're gonna navigate this world. How they have different experiences, and they're gonna be around people who have different experiences. That's gonna have a lifestyle that doesn't match theirs. And how do they accept it and still be friends and find common grounds to accept them and still support them, have a friendship with them, even though that's the lifestyle. They don't agree with the lifestyle. And how did that person accept the fact that they don't agree with it? That's your thing. That's your thing. Like do your thing. I support you. Let's go. We go hang out. But I just, that's not what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? And be able to communicate that to the person respectfully. And I feel like it's until we get to that point of everybody has to do what I want them to do, but just the fact that it's okay to be yourself, but it's also okay for somebody else to be themselves, you know? And there's formal language and there's informal language. And when we start mixing them both into our culture or into our music where it has to be formal all the time, you're taking away the art. You know what I'm saying? I feel like slang is something that we always had in our music, right? Mm-hmm. And so if it's a slang, it's always been, there's certain words that we use on an everyday basis that is slang, that is not, it's opposite of what it means formally. You know what I'm saying? And it could be in certain disabilities or certain places where it might be derogatory, just like the N-word is derogatory in workplaces or something. But you don't take that out of any music. We're not fighting against that. I don't know. I just feel like
because it's making white people money. That's why.
Well, I feel like we just have to get into a place where I would say tolerance. You know what I'm saying? How to tolerate and how to accept.
We are tolerant. We are.
But accepting others.
That's how we're here. And I don't even mean here physically here. I mean, that's how we're here. We are tolerant. We've been tolerating this bullshit for a very long time.
I feel like it's gonna get to a point where people just not, all the censorship is gonna be a backfire where people just not gonna care. I'm gonna say what I want to say. You just cancel me. I don't care. You know, like it's gonna get to that point because it's like, what can I say? And you know, like what happened to this freedom of speech? I'm not, you know, like how can I have a freedom of speech, but everything I say has to be censored? Then it's not a freedom of speech.
Oh yeah, that's so funny because that, I swear I'm gonna show you my phone. Mm-hmm. It's in my notes. That was gonna be a topic that we was gonna talk about, the illusion of freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not free. That was one of the things. I can't say nothing.
So look, I'll keep mine short, bro. I feel that we have to make better choices. Right? You're born looking like your dad, and you die looking like your decisions. So I think we have to make better choices as a people. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you come in one way, and then the things that you do throughout your life, it's gonna set you up for how you will lead. Right. So yeah, you born looking like your dad and die looking like your decisions.
If you don't know your
dad. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, it reminded me of a Jerome Bettis Hall of Fame speech. He was like, "It's my name, don't mess it up." His dad told him that. He told his son's dad, like, "This is the Bettis name, don't mess it up." And I think he literally ran with it because he was running back, ran with that, and
oh, we were supposed to laugh at that.
That was a joke.
I'm not because he did.
I thought it was another rendition of Kingspedia.
But he's a good dude. We used to see him all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's from Detroit. My dad had a foundation, and he used to come to it all the time.
I don't care. I had lunch with Franco Harris. Had lunch with Franco Harris.
That should have been one of the first person actually you knew.
Look, I had lunch with Franco Harris and his wife. She said I was cute.
I don't know him, but my dad, he knows him. He always comes to his events.
That's what's up. Yeah. So yeah, just that. You know. So I like that what you said, man. Come in with your looking like your dad, leave like your decisions. Don't leave like your decisions.
Dang.
Die looking like your decisions.
Yeah, I like that.
Born looking like your dad, die looking like your decisions. So
I like that one. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket.
Okay, just give me my at Omega official. Just give me some love. Okay. Just give me some love.
Oh, did you make that up?
Yeah, I didn't take it from nowhere.
Oh, I thought you took. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I didn't know, brother.
I'm one of those scarred individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something take away. Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah. So yeah. Actually, I've written a few. I don't know. I mean, words are very minimal, right? like when you look on the grand scheme of things. So I'm pretty sure that you've said something exactly like somebody else on Earth, and you don't know that it was because like you just now made a joke about whatever, and we both knew that it was something Chris Rock had said, but you didn't know that.
Right.
I mean, we only got so many words to use, right? So I'm sure somebody has said something like that, but I definitely, it's one of my things that I have written down.
Okay, that's dope. I'm taking it.
Yeah, it was nice.
I'll give you
I'll give you another one for free.
Oh, I got to pay for that one?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, because that one was a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Lead by example, even if you're a follower.
I'm gonna sit on that one.
Go ahead, do that. Marinate. You good? Can we close this out?
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
Yo, we thank you all for watching. We thank you for listening and all that good stuff. This has been another episode. I think this is, I don't know what number this is going to be. This might be like number 25 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So maybe something like that. Okay, scratch that. I don't know what episode number it is, but it's 20 something.
Wow.
That's for sure. So
20 episodes. That's 20 conversations.
Well, there's 22 that are already out. At the point of this episode, there's 22 that are already out.
Wow.
So yeah. So 23. Yeah, this might end up being like number 26 or something like that, depending. So we're doing well. We're doing well. Yeah. But again, thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. With me to my immediate left is the brother Kingsley. Across the couch is my man Mel. I am Omega. And this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. We will catch you next episode.
Peace.